Next step. I just gave you a case study, right? I told you about the 15-year-old boy in school, which is very common. In fact, my experience was 15, 16 and going into college, very similar. So, what I want you to do is spend some time writing your story down. So, when do you think this started? Can you remember how old you were? Can you remember the first things that started happening? There'll be a point where you think, oh yeah, I think I know. Yeah, I think I know when that began. And has it always gone in the same way? Have you always experienced the same version of it? Or has it changed? Has it progressed? Has it gone away and then come back? That's where it gets really interesting. So by now, if you've had all the tests and things, you've gone to the doctors, they've said it's normal, given you some idea about, what you can do next, but it's not really given you any answers. And you've done the dietary investigations. It means you're getting to be a really good scientist, right? It's exhausting. And I think I've said in my previous story that actually led to me getting really paranoid about all food and getting, like quite obsessive about clean eating, weighing food, and it can have a massive impact on your social life and just your whole general well-being. It's not just the pain, it's the fear around what you can eat and what you can do and all that kind of thing. It takes over your life, doesn't it? You're there. So all that scientific work was not for nothing, because it makes you much more aware of what's happening in your body, and carry on with that. If that helps, carry on with that. But what I want you to do is a bit of therapy work on yourself, or I like to say, become your own detective. And you want to be your own detective about this IBS journey. So think about when it started, or when you got a first inkling that your tummy was getting upset a lot. Could be when you started your periods. Actually, mine started around the time I started my periods as well. But if you come and work with me one-on-one, and I'm not selling anything here, I'm just saying that those are the kind of things you investigate, and then you get really into detail about where this started and what might have been going on. But just take the time, because you're taking the time to watch this, unless you've fallen asleep. Sorry. But if you haven't fallen asleep and you are interested, do the detective work on yourself. Think about where it started, and then whether it's changed, whether it's grown, whether it went away and then it came back. And really do it like a timeline. So you could do a long line, you at the start, hello, I've just started having IBS, and then your journey to where you are now. And on that timeline, because we use timeline in NLP, and what am I doing now? I don't know. Oh my God. Anyway, you use timeline in NLP and hypnotherapy, the techniques I use, with some other stuff. And it's really good to see it on a line, kind of see the events that have happened along that IBS journey. And that's all I want you to do. Look at where it started, look at how it went along to where you are now. What were the peaks and troughs, or has it just stayed consistently the same? Everyone's different. But what that thing was that started it and where you are now leads you to the thought processes you're having now. So if there was that, like the case study I shared with you, he had that one experience, and then when he came to me, he was basing everything off that one experience and fearful that that was going to happen again. And that may be the same thing for you. You may be, they call it catastrophizing. That sounds like it's patronizing you. It isn't. But we do tend to, don't we? Like, oh my God, what if that happens again? What if this? What if that? That's what I mean by catastrophizing. So see if you can map out your journey. And always, always, always take care of putting your hands on your tummy. Keep doing the breathing technique I told you. Because what happens is, it's a bit like when I have reflexology clients. As soon as they get on the reflexology table, their body now knows, oh, I know what to do, and just relaxes. Because your nervous system is very good at regulating when you give it the right tools. Isn't that amazing? You may think now that you are hyper vigilant all the time and that you're permanently stressed and permanently panicky. I hear you. I properly was that person. I'll give you an example of how bad I was. I remember being in, and I've shared this with the clients as well, I remember being in Topshop in Oxford Street and thinking I was either going to have a heart attack or I was going to wet myself. And I slid down the changing room wall and sat there with people stepping over me thinking, I don't know what's happening, I don't know what's happening. So I have been in that situation. I certainly had IBS then. So again, I'm trying to slow down, make it all much slower and simpler for you. I want to simplify everything. You must be so overwhelmed by it all. Don't be. Let me tell you that these tools I'm giving you are tools for life. So it's not just for IBS, it's for anything that gives you anxiety. The more you train your nervous system to get into this breathing pattern, the more quickly you will regulate your nervous system, the more you will bring yourself back to calm. And if I can help one person, then I'm doing a good job. That's all I care about, because I've been there, and God, I wish I'd known. No. Oh dear. I wish I had known all these tools that I use now when I was 16. But it's good because I can share them all with you now. And I really hope this can help you today. Well, I know it can. If you keep practicing, it will start to make a difference. And that mind looping stuff that says, oh, it's not going to work, it's not going to work, talk back to it and say, let's try this, because that, it's not going to work, it's just a part of you that is worried and trying to protect you. That's all it is. So you've got to befriend that part and say, it's okay, it's all right, we can do this. And just be curious, be really that detective, really investigate this. Oh, how many breaths like this do I need before I start to feel my shoulders go down? Or what's that word that I can use that really calms everything down? Like some days for me it's let go, some days it's calm, whatever works for you. Some days it's just silence. It's just listening to silence. Apart from your tummy rumbling.